So San Jose is betting on Google to play a major role in the future of the downtown area. But construction on its mega campus is now on pause while the tech giant assesses how to move forward in this new hybrid work environment. So in the meantime, Len Ramirez shows us how one business that was uprooted by Google's plans is now trying to start all over.
Well, Google says it is still committed to San Jose and the massive Downtown West project, but the company now emphasizes that it could take as long as 3 decades to build out. In the meantime, blocks and blocks of land around the SAP Center and Diridon Station have been fenced off, buildings demolished, and the land now sits empty because the project has hit a slowdown. Some businesses have had to close, and one literally had to move out of the way.
Right when you get up to here, this is when you'll start to enter in the Poorhouse.
Jay Maduri still has not reopened his popular Poorhouse Bistro restaurant, now more than a year after he relocated it to San Jose's Little Italy neighborhood because it stood in the way of Google's development. The converted Victorian house made headlines in 2022 when Maduri accepted Google's offer to buy his land and pay for the house to be moved.
It's been definitely a hardship. Like any business you're starting, there's some time and money that has to go into it again, and we realize it's not going to be the same old Poorhouse over there. We're starting something new.
Only the sign out front remains at the restaurant's old location. The lot sits behind cyclone fencing, vacant, just like the acres of other properties Google bought in the city's core that now face an uncertain timeline. Mayor Matt Mahan says he isn't worried.
I think we're seeing commercial slow down in this market. It's unlikely with interest rates being where they are and companies taking a pause on hiring and even layoffs at some companies. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to build new commercial right now. We've been through this many times.
Google's transit-oriented Downtown West project began well before the pandemic and was approved for up to 7 million square feet of office space, 4,000 market-rate and affordable housing units, plus retail, parks, and plazas. A company spokesperson said Google is assessing how to best move forward while, quote, working to ensure real estate investments match the future needs of our hybrid workforce. To Google, it's a 10 to 30-year project, but the company has not yet determined when the next phase will begin.
I don't think Google is going to come to downtown to begin its Downtown West project, if at all, until they're going to make a lot of money by doing it.
San Jose State University professor Kelly Snyder says that's the risk when working with for-profit companies. But while this project sits, Google is moving into 2 other existing tech campuses in North San Jose, and those campuses could also employ thousands of workers.
We sold that land. Google is the rightful owner, and they have no obligation to build anything on it until and unless they want to. That might be in 2 years, and it might be in 22 years.
This is inside.
In the meantime, Jay Maduri calls his uprooting bittersweet.
Bittersweet meaning that we had to move, and now they're not going to be working on it right now. However, at the time when the property is sold and the house is getting ready to move, the location we had right here might have been gone.
As a businessman, he understands the importance of planning for the long term, and just like Google, he's taking the risk that it will all pencil out sometime in the future.
And Google's proposed transit village would be a game changer for downtown. The city has estimated the economic impact of the project at $19 billion. And it may be mostly just the bragging rights, but San Jose has just been knocked out of the top 10 most populous cities in the U.S. The latest numbers from the U.S. Census Bureau now put it in 12th place, behind Austin, Texas, and Jacksonville, Florida. The high cost of living and work from home trend playing a part, but San Jose's population was already falling before the pandemic, with a peak of just over 1 million people in 2017.